All right, folks. I actually just looked at my schedule for the day here, and turns out if I don't do this BAFTA video now, I might not get to it for like at least a couple days. So, anyways, we'll get into real quick here. Well, not real quick. I mean, we'll go through the list here, and we'll see what's missing and everything. But we'll go down the long list that has been released by BAFTA, and this is, I believe, for all categories, including the British shorts and stuff like that. We don't necessarily need to get into that just for time's sake here today, but like British film, we'll talk about stuff like that. So, anyways, we'll kind of go down the list, starting with what they have here. So starting with best film, hang on a minute, I'm gonna decline that. That's what that's what I'm talking about. I'm figuring I'm gonna get a couple of phone calls and stuff here today. So we'll try to get this knocked out here. Really quick for best picture or best film over here at BAFTA. So we might not have time to go into why it is this way, but they're changing their number of nominees for a lot of categories here. Film is still at 5, but British film is now 10. Actor, actress, all the acting categories are 6. 5 films still nominated in the foreign category or film not in English language, as they have it listed here. 5 for documentary, 3 for animated, which I think theirs has been 3 for a while here. 6 directors nominated. 5. Yeah, I think we said 5 for the screenplay. Yeah, 6 for the acting. I think after that, 5 for the casting award, which is just in its second year. And then I think all the tech categories I'm reading here are 5. So it's kind of again, why you would go the route of a Critics' Choice here. They don't do theirs very smart. So I don't really like how they're doing that. Anyways, but I just like solid 5 is fine. It keeps it competitive. You don't shortchange the category by making it like the Critics' Choice, which I think turns into a joke when you have 7, 8, 9 nominees, whatever. Because then it's like, okay, well, everybody can get nominated there, and stuff like that. And also it really doesn't help that people like me predicting it's always, as far as I know, going to be 5 at the Oscars. So that really doesn't help when you have almost twice as many people in one in this one award show to choose from at the Oscars. So it's like, it opens up the possibility, well, if you only get in at Critics' Choice, you're still at one of these major precursors, so maybe you'll get in, and it makes everything that much tougher. But I was going to look up, when do the Academy shortlists come out? 2021. I think it's fairly soon. They've released a couple things here and there about when like who's in, who's out, stuff like that for like certain disqualifiers and stuff like that. But I am not seeing where. Okay, yeah, that did not help me at all. That particular page. It says announced Tuesday, February 9th. So that's actually the day after the Critics' Choice nominations are announced. I knew it was coming up, so so that'll be nice for like some of those tech categories and stuff. Then we'll be able to see who's in for those at the Oscars, at least down to the 10 nominees there, or usually 10, or sometimes a few more. Okay, so without further ado, here are the 15 films that have made it through the first round of voting, and now will be whittled down to 5 for the actual nominations, which are going to be March 9th. So we've got a little ways to go before BAFTA announces who's in here. So obviously I think we might do a couple videos in between now and then before the nominations are out, so we'll see. Okay, for Best Film, the 15 they can select from are Another Round, The Five Bloods, The Dig, The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, The Martanian, I'll figure that one out, News of the World, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Promising Young Woman, Soul, Sound of Metal, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and The White Tiger. White Tiger actually popped up quite a bit here. I know that's kind of a late-breaking Netflix one, but really the only one that I have getting Best Picture right now, or up to the 10 who can, is Minari. But again, like the Globes, there's the thing, it's only eligible for in the film category, just in the I think it's just eligible just in the not in an English language category, or so it would seem. Obviously, the Parasite getting in for best film last year was like, okay, so maybe this is just one where they just didn't make they didn't get enough votes this time. But it's kind of interesting to see stuff like The Dig on here, which I can't remember if that's out on Netflix now or if that's just about to come out, but that's one I've just heard about very recently. Martanian, okay, that shows, that not only the Globes, but potentially BAFTA could give it a couple nods. Soul getting on there is one I know a lot of people up until probably yesterday with Promising Young Woman, probably the popular picks for Best Picture up through 10 would probably be Soul at number 10. Sound of Metal getting in here definitely shows that that one's on their radar. Otherwise, there weren't, again, nothing that's like so, that's too mysterious here for why is it not here, Stuff like United States versus Billie Holiday, Malcolm and Marie, Hillbilly Elegy, potentially, Tenet. Ammonite not being on here is, that one's, it's on the Best British Film list, so that one I otherwise did very well here on this long list of BAFTA. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to nominate it for a whole bunch of stuff, but definitely shows that it's on their radar. But Another Round is an interesting one. That one I suspect will be up for film not in an English language there, and probably will be one of the early frontrunners, if not Minari. For Outstanding British Film, they have 20 here. They will chop this down to 10, which is okay. Obviously, it's BAFTA, so they can do whatever the hell they want. But the 10 that will be selected from these are, from these 20, Ammonite, Calm with Horses, County Lines, rather, The Courier, David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet, which I suspect is a documentary, The Dig, Emma, The Father, Herself, His House, Limbo, The Martanian, Misbehavior, Mogul Mowgli, Mowgli, Promising Young Woman, Radioactive, Rebecca, I believe the Netflix remake, Rocks, Saint Mud, and Supernova. Now, Saint Mud has a couple of these other ones, like Outstanding Debut by a British Writer, Director, Producer is the next one, actually. We'll probably skip that one just for today, but Saint Mud's on there. It's on a few other lists, so that one I can see making British film, especially if they have 10. Like The Father should be a safe bet. Martanian might miss Best Film, so they can give it a nomination here. Promising Young Woman's probably a solid bet. I believe Carey Mulligan, being British, is a producer on the film, so that should help it. Otherwise, probably stuff like this Calm with Horses, I suspect that one might get on here. The Dig, because that's up for film, and I think I saw it at like Ralph Fiennes for Best Actor and stuff. So there's probably a few, really easy bets here, but there's always a few mystery picks there in that British film category. For films not in English language, they have 15. Again, this will get whittled down to 5. They are Another Round, Buckaroo, Collective, Dear Comrades, I'm Not Here Any Longer, The Life Ahead, Les Miserables, which was up for everything last year, didn't qualify at BAFTA, so that's why it's here. Minari, The Mole Agent, New Order, The Painter and the Thief, Covidia Dia, System Crasher, The Traitor, and The Truffle Hunters. And I believe The Traitor was another one last year. I saw a preview for it when I saw The Irishman at one of those independent theaters. So, there's a couple here from last year that didn't qualify. And I believe Clemency I saw on the list there for Best Actress for Alfre Woodard, who, got a couple critics stuff last year and stuff, but didn't really break through. And she was not eligible because it didn't release in time. So, anyways, I'd say Minari's a solid bet here. Les Mis to make up for that one. That's probably on here. Another Round is for sure. We'll see if The Life Ahead gets on there, because that one, generally speaking, Sophia Loren's been otherwise the biggest talking point other than the song, and they don't have a song category here at BAFTA, so that one I can see making it, but Covidia Dia is another one that a lot of people have put up there as a really likely one. Okay, just for the fun of it, we'll talk about documentary as well. 15 films here, and again, they'll whittle it down to 5. They are all in The Fight for Democracy, another one that has a few Best Song potential nomination coming. Athlete A, Beastie Boys Story, Becoming, Billy, Collective, Crip Camp, David Attenborough, Life on Our Planet, I figured. Dick Johnson is Dead, I've heard of that one. The Dissident, I Am Greta, which I think we talked about early on at, it was at Venice. MLK FBI, which is another one that's been a few circuit rounds, and a lot of people actually really have said that's a really good one. My Octopus Teacher, The Social Dilemma, and The Truffle Hunters. So Truffle Hunters is one that crosses over there. So Maybe one or both for that one, but yeah, generally speaking, I think All In Fight for Democracy probably is in there. MLK FBI probably makes the list. Going at the Oscars as well, I believe. I Am Greta, I can see that one missing the Oscar list, but definitely it could be a player here. I know some people weren't all enthused about the documentary, but Crip Camp, I've heard that one thrown around a lot. Dick Johnson Is Dead, I think, got a couple. Was that at Indie Spirits or something? Yeah, that's gotten a few notices here and there. Okay, the up to six that can be picked, six films that are here that will whittle down to three at the BAFTAs rather, are Croods, The New Age, Onward, Over the Moon, Soul, The Willoughbys, and Wolfwalkers. They probably go Soul, Wolfwalkers, and one of the other ones here, but probably not Onward. And I would probably say probably not the Croods, but the Croods did get in yesterday, so at Globes, so. Yeah, maybe it's Willoughby's, Soul, Wolfwalkers, just those last three that get it. Or Over the Moon, Soul, and one of the last two. But, yeah, we'll see. Okay, for the directing... Okay, this is kind of weird how they have it. I'll just go down the list what they have here, just for time's sake here. That way I don't have to go back and forth. Now, the director category, it just lists the film. It doesn't say who the director is. So if I know who the director is, I'll throw out the name. If not, you can look it up. But... anyways, six, again, they say six will be nominated here, but, yeah, we'll have to see here. So, yeah, again, I'm not really a fan of going out of the five. Okay, so the up to, the six that can be nominated here are Another Round, which, yeah, I don't know. The Assistant, Baby Teeth, I don't know those two at all. The Dig, I don't know who directed that one. The Father, is it I don't know. I've said his name a few times, but it's not coming to me. The 40-Year-Old Version, Mank, so that's David Fincher. The Martanian, I don't know that one. Minari, which would be Lee Isaac Chung. My Octopus Teacher, no idea. News of the World, Paul Greengrass. Nomadland, that'd be Chloe Zhao. One Night Miami, that's Regina King. Promising Young Woman, which would be Emerald Fennell. Covidia Dia, no idea. Rocks, I don't know. Saint Maud, I mean. Tenet, so maybe Christopher Nolan. Trial of Chicago 7, which would be Aaron Sorkin, and The White Tiger. So, yeah, I mean, we haven't really been talking about who's missing here, have we? Not really. The animated one, I think the only other one I can think of that, I think the Farmageddon one was nominated here last year, so that one doesn't qualify again. But yeah, normally I'd say that would be a pretty solid bet for British, for their version there. I think really the Trolls sequel is the only one here that's kind of given me okay, that's probably the only one I can think of that's not, there. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, the rest of these, I have no idea who would have qualified for Best British Film otherwise, but yeah, the fact that Ma Rainey's is not on the list there for director is also a sign that one's probably just heading for, if anything, just a Best Film, nomination, as well as maybe screenplay and a couple others. I think it was on the screenplay list, but we'll get the screenplays are actually next, so we'll figure that out. Okay, otherwise, are there any other directors here that are really missing? Well, watch out. Spike Lee's not on the list here for The Five Bloods. That one, we talked about it. Yeah, it's up. It'll be up for Best Film. So, yeah, the fact Spike Lee couldn't make a list of 20. Oof, that's not a good sign. Yeah, Florian Zeller's the father director, yeah. Lee Daniels is not on here for the United States versus Billie Holiday. Shaka King has gotten a few notices lately for Judas and the Black Messiah. There's some that, think that one maybe could come back and get nominated. But yeah, the rest of these, I think, generally speaking, yeah, it's just really Spike Lee is a huge oversight here. I still have him getting in at the Oscars, but it did well today here at SAG with 3 nominations, but I didn't even talk about at SAG during the video, but it's like they had 4 films tie for most nominations. Minari, Ma Rainey's, The Five Bloods, and Trial of Chicago 7 all got 3. It's kind of like, actually, funny enough, talking about Trumbo, I remember that was the leading nominee that year with 3, so they were all over the place this year. But, yeah, the fact that Tenet is not on the list for, British film or for film overall, yeah, I don't see them going, it's not like, I don't think it'll be a Denis Villeneuve who got in, actually, at BAFTA here for Blade Runner, unless Tenet just absolutely dominates and gets, it's not up for screenplay either, but it would have to, every other tech category, everything below screenplay, it would have to get in for, I think, for it to get that director nomination, which actually Blade Runner got pretty close to that. Okay, for the screenplay prizes here, again, these are whittled down to 5. In original screenplay, we have the contenders being Ammonite, Another Round, The Assistant, To Five Bloods, The 40-Year-Old Version, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Never Rarely Sometimes Always, Promising Young Woman, Rocks, Saint Maud, Soul, Sound of Metal, and Trial of the Chicago 7. And yeah, off the top of my head, doesn't sound like we're missing anybody here. I mean, Minari's on there, To Five Bloods is on there, Mank, obviously, yep. The other two, yeah, I have in. Judas and the Black Messiah getting on here, yep, shows that they might go over for that one. Nothing for On the Rock, so I think Sofia Coppola, that one, especially after it performed really not well at the Globes, where it probably should have gotten a couple easy ones, that one feels done to me. Other than if Bill Murray can come through for supporting actor. Malcolm and Marie was not on here. Some people put that in for screenplay lately. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's that. Then we'll go to adapted screenplay next here. And the 15 that they will select from are Baby Teeth, Borat sequel or subsequent movie film, as it's called. I hate that title, so I refuse to say that full title unless I absolutely have to. The Dig, Emma, The Father, Hillbilly Elegy, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, The Invisible Man, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Martanian, News of the World, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Pieces of a Woman, and The White Tiger. Now, I'm not sure about Pieces of a Woman. I'm not sure if that qualifies as adapted or original, because I'm seeing it on the Gold Derby list. It's in the original screenplay category, but it's not in the adapted, which is a little strange there. I don't know how that goes, but that probably doesn't mean good things for the Oscars. But I don't think it's going to be a screenplay contender by any means, but I think it should be. I think it's a terrific movie. But that's just from what I've seen, by the way. I haven't seen One Night in Miami yet. I haven't seen Nomadland or The Father yet. So that one and Minari are probably the 4 key ones I have to see yet. But otherwise, yeah, again, I think all the 5 that I've predicted right now are here. The Father is in. Ma Rainey's, News of the World, Nomadland, One Night in Miami. Yeah. Otherwise, like First Cow, a lot of people put that one in, but that's not here. I don't think First Cow got anything here on the BAFTA list, not that I've read at least yet. United States versus Billie Holiday. I just wonder if that one just doesn't qualify. No. It's down here in I saw it in one of the tech categories. So yeah, they didn't respond to that one very well. But I know some people are thinking that one has a shot. Otherwise, yeah, Emma making the list. I mean, I can see that one maybe getting a couple. I don't know about screenplay specifically, but like British film, if it's up to 10 or it's at 10, I mean, then yeah, I mean, I can see that one making the list. But yeah, so that one might be kind of interesting. But yeah, Hillbilly Elegy, not the best script either. Oof. All right, then we've got the 15 that have been, they have lead actress first. So actresses, again, they'll go down to 6 here, 6 nominees. And the actresses who are on the list here, and I'll kind of think back and I'll see, okay, who, other than maybe some of the comedy musical contenders, who's not here? So the 15 are Amy Adams for Hillbilly Elegy, who just got in at SAG today, Bucky Becrae for Rocks, Rada Blank for the 40-Year-Old Version, Jesse Buckley for I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Murph Clodd for Saint Maud, somebody will pronounce it, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's, Julia Garner for The Assistant, which, yeah, has popped up a little bit here today, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Sophia Loren for The Life Ahead, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, Wunmi Musaku for His House, Kate Winslet for Ammonite, Alfre Woodard for Clemency, and Zendaya for Malcolm and Marie. So again, no Andra Day there. I think she's the only one from the Globes list, at least in the drama category, that I can think of that that didn't make it here. Even Zendaya made the list here. So yeah, so I just think, and I saw it, it's in like costumes or production design somewhere down the list here. We'll get to it, but they just, again, did not respond to that one. Michelle Pfeiffer is not on the list here. unless I'm totally blanking. No, yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer's not on here. So again, maybe it doesn't qualify, but who knows? Sydney Flanagan, who I had getting in today, she's not on here either, but we do have a couple other indie favorites, like I'm thinking of Ending Things and 40-Year-Old Version as a few possibilities here. So they didn't totally shut out some of those. Otherwise, yeah, it'll probably be the four that we're all expecting. Vanessa Kirby, because she is British, Viola Davis, Carey Mulligan, Frances McDormand. So it's just who they want to go with that fifth slot. So I can see like a Kate Winslet being the fifth one if Ammonite really goes over well. Maybe Zendaya, maybe, I don't know. Maybe a Julia Garner. I don't know. I mean, she's gotten a couple things here and there. If she'd gotten like a SAG nomination or something, that would have really helped. But Jessie Buckley, maybe. I think she got didn't she get a nomination last year at BAFTA? So possibly. All right, switch over to Best Actor now. And the contenders here again, they'll select 6. Oh yeah, 6. Yeah. So I always yeah. So maybe both Kate Winslet and somebody else of those two, or maybe Amy Adams and somebody else. But and maybe Sophia Loren comes back for BAFTA here. Okay, so Best Actor, the 6 that they will nominate will come from these 15. They are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Kingsley Ben-Adir for One Night in Miami, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's, Ralph Fiennes for The Dig, Adarsh Gaurav, maybe I'm pronouncing that right, for The White Tiger, Tom Hanks for News of the World, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Cosmo Jarvis for Calm with Horses, Delroy Lindo for Defy Bloods, Mads Mikkelsen for Another Round, Gary Oldman for Mank, Tahar Rahim for The Martanian, Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah, John David Washington for Malcolm and Marie, and Stephen Yeun for Minari. So with Stephen Yeun in today for Minari at SAG, and Tahar Rahim in at the Globes for Martanian, yeah, we'll have to see here, because Gary Oldman feels like a sure bet. Anthony Hopkins, Chadwick for sure, and then Riz Ahmed, I think, is solid here for Sound of Metal. I mean, this could be one, it's up for Best Film up here at BAFTA, so they're responding to it, so I think, yeah, it should work out. So there's 4, so then we get 2 more we can add in here. I'd say with Another Round getting as much as it is, obviously Mads, if he had gotten in for like actor, comedy, musical at the Globes, that would have helped him. I wouldn't say he's impossible, and then maybe Stephen Yeun is the last one, or Tahar Rahim, or maybe John David Washington. There's a lot of possibilities there, but kind of looking over the general list here, anybody who's missing, I mean, not really. I mean, maybe the only one that I could have seen on here that's not is like a Supernova, because that got a British film in there, but I'm not seeing, Colin Firth is not on the list here for lead actor, and I don't remember if Stanley Tucci's on the list for supporting actor. We'll get to that one here a little later, but yeah, otherwise that's really like the only ones. I mean, some people are still thinking maybe Ben Affleck has a shot for The Way Back, and Tom Holland for Cherry. Yeah, those two have just completely disappeared from the conversation. So yeah. All right, we'll go to supporting actresses next here, and again 6 nominees here, and they will pick from Niam Algar for Calm with Horses, Kosar Ali for Rocks, Maria Bakalova for Borat sequel, Ellen Burstyn for Pieces of a Woman, Priyanka Chopra, Jonas, yeah, she's married to Jonas' brother, for The White Tiger, Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman for The Father, Jennifer Ehle for Saint Maud, Dominique Fishback for Judas and the Black Messiah, Jodie Foster for The Martanian, Ashley Medecky, maybe, for County Lines, Amanda Seyfried for Mank, Saoirse Ronan for Ammonite, Yoo Jun-yoon for Minari, and Helena Zengel for News of the World. So again, with 6 here, yeah, probably go Olivia Colman for sure. Glenn Close feels safe, especially with Hillbilly Elegy getting like a screenplay and Best Actress contention as well. I can see him going Maria Bakalova here. So those 3. Amanda Seyfried is probably a good bet. That's 4. Yeah, then it comes down to, okay, Helena Zengel, she's got some buzz now for sure, getting both Globe and SAG. Jodie Foster, Martanian has quite a few nods on the list here, but also so does Judas and the Black Messiah, so maybe Dominic Fishback is that 6th nominee. And Ellen Burstyn maybe comes back. So there's, again, a lot of possibilities there. And briefly, yeah, looking down the other list here, I mean, that sounds like that's been most everybody we've been talking about, except some people still think like possibly a Toni Collette for I'm Thinking of Ending Things, who's not on the list here, but the lead actress is. Candice Bergen for Let Them All Talk. Again, that might not have qualified here at BAFTA. I'm not seeing that anywhere, so Yeah, generally speaking, yeah, that's been most of the ones that we've been really talking about seriously are on there. Then for supporting actor, again, 6 nominees here. The nominees will come from Chadwick Boseman for *Da 5 Bloods*, Bo Burnham, *Promising Young Woman*, Sacha Baron Cohen for *Trial of the Chicago 7*, Benedict Cumberbatch for *The Martanian*. So it's in every category it can be except lead actress, which they might not have a lead actress anyways. Daniel Kaluuya for *Judas and the Black Messiah*, Barry Keoghan for *Calm with Horses*, Alan Kim for Minari, Frank Langella for *Trial of the Chicago 7*, Leslie Odom Jr. for *One Night in Miami*, Clark Peters, thank you, for *Da 5 Bloods*. He's probably my favorite other than Delroy in that film. Eddie Redmayne for *Trial of the Chicago 7*, Mark Rylance for *Trial of the Chicago 7*, Paul Raci for *Sound of Metal*, David Strathairn for *Nomadland*, and Stanley Tucci for *Supernova*. So I think really the only one here who is really in the conversation, I think still, but is not on the list is probably Bill Murray, and unfortunately, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Yeah, he is really disappearing from the conversation now, which is too bad because, I do like him a lot in that in Trial of Chicago 7. And then also Glenn Turman and a couple of the guys, the supporting guys with Coleman Domingo for Ma Rainey. So again, feels like it's just going to be lead for those going forward here. But Frank Langella in there shows, and I mean, I think the performance is fine. The character is, kind of an easy one to get there, and I think, obviously Frank Langella's a great actor, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not as high on that one as a few other ones there. Jared Leto is not on the list here. I know the Little Things is on here because it's in for score. One of the 15 or whatever, and again, that's probably maybe just because of the name check, Thomas Newman. But maybe. I mean, he didn't get in at the Globes or anything yesterday, but other than Jared Leto, that might be the strongest shot for the film. Generally speaking, otherwise, I think everybody else who's on here is in the conversation, like as a legit possibility. So as far as who could, I would say. Oh boy, Daniel Kaluuya is probably pretty safe right now. Sacha Baron Cohen feels pretty safe. I don't know. Paul Raci's missed everywhere. Leslie Odom Jr. safe, obviously. Otherwise, they might go with either a Mark Rylance or an Eddie Redmayne there for Trial of Chicago 7 to get that a second nominee. Paul Raci, probably, for Sound of Metal, because again, that one's doing well here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whoever the sixth one is, it can be Chadwick. Chadwick could get the double. Yeah. Okay, for casting, which is the equivalent of ensemble here, 5 will be nominated here from Baby Teeth, Calm with Horses, *Da 5 Bloods*, Judas and the Black Messiah, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Minari, *The Martanian*, *One Night in Miami*, *Pieces of a Woman*, *Promising Young Woman*, *Rocks*, *Saint Maud*, *Sound of Metal*, and *Trial of Chicago 7. Now, here's one, because last year they kind of went with a couple that were smaller cast and some that were bigger cast. So Sound of Metal I would put on there. *One Night in Miami* feels safe. Mank, maybe. Ma Rainey's, maybe. *Judas and the Black Messiah*, maybe. *Da 5 Bloods*. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here, but maybe Martanian gets on there. But like Sound of Metal, I would say, and Trial of Chicago 7, obviously. But it's like, I would say Sound of Metal's one I would definitely watch out for in that one. Okay, for cinematography, the 15 they will choose from are, that will go down to 5, are Ammonite, The Dig, Greyhound. First time I think I've seen that one on the list for cinematography. Judas and the Black Messiah, which has kind of gotten some traction lately. I wonder who's the, maybe it's a famous cinematographer. Maybe it's like a known cinematographer, I mean. Sean Bobbitt, yeah. He's missed out a couple times. Man, I would have really liked to have seen him. Obviously, 12 Years a Slave, has a big IOU coming for that one, because that was one he should have, that should have been an obvious nomination, but he didn't. And Widows, there was some strong work there on Widows, and he didn't, the fact he didn't get in was kind of questionable there for me too. My personal vote. Obviously the film ended up not getting a lot of Oscar traction, maybe, possibly. Let's see here. Did we go through everything else? No, not yet. Sorry, Judas Black Messiah. Then Ma Rainey's, Mank, The Martanian, The Midnight Sky, News of the World, Nomadland, Rebecca, Saint Maud, Tenet, Trial of the Chicago 7, and The White Tiger. Let's see here. I do have... Gold Derby Odds has cinematography on here right now. I think *Da 5 Bloods* is one I have in right now. That one's not on here, so that's... I don't know. It's kind of a weird sign because Defy Bloods has some strong representation otherwise on the list here, but it's missing Spike Lee. So it's like that one they were kind of all over the roadmap on. Let's see. Malcolm and Marie. I think I had that one getting in for a while there. I pulled it out after the actual reviews came out. But it is, it's confined spaces, black and white. I thought, oh, they'll go for it. But yeah, it's not on the list here either at BAFTA. But yeah, Minari not being on here. Minari is one I have getting in for cinematography now. So yeah, and then something like One Night in Miami, I think some people are putting in. But yeah, that one missing is not a good sign. But Trial of Chicago 7, yeah. That might be one that just gets a lot of these tech categories that we don't really suspect here, because it's going to be up for like costumes and stuff like that as well. Is it up for like the production design category? I didn't get to that one, I don't think. Yeah, it is. Okay, spoiler alert. We'll get to there soon enough. But yeah, otherwise, like Tenet, I feel like is one that'll get in. Yeah, so it's like most of the rest of these, though, I think are definitely in the conversation. Midnight Sky is one. Yeah, maybe that one will come back, but we'll see. Okay, next up they have costume design. And wait, did I skip one? No, that's the casting one. Okay, we're going to talk about that one. Costume design. Again, 5 nominees here. They will select from Ammonite, The Dig, Emma, Hillbilly Elegy. Costumes? Jesus. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Misbehavior, Mulan, News of the World, Promising Young Woman, Radioactive, Rebecca, The Secret Garden, Trial of the Chicago 7, and United States versus Billie Holiday. Hillbilly Elegy. No, I'm shaking my head at that one. Otherwise, the 5 I have in at the Oscars are all here. Ma Rainey's, Mank, Emma, Mulan, United States versus Billie Holiday I have all in. News of the World is one I can see making the cut. Is Personal History of David Copperfield. I think that was last year, so I think that one doesn't qualify for BAFTAs this year. But that's one I think a lot of people at the Oscars this year are putting in. Some people think like something like Birds of Prey might stand out, but yeah, I don't know about that. Judas and the Black Messiah is a period piece. That's not on here. One Night in Miami is a period piece. That's not on here. Yeah, we kind of thought, yeah, Promising Young Woman. Wow, I didn't even see that one on the costume list when I was talking about, okay, where's it going to get in for tech categories at the Oscars? Sure enough, it's on the short list or long list, I guess. You would say for BAFTA here. Wow, I don't know, maybe if they really feel contemporary. But again, this category almost always is dominated by those period pieces and the fantasy ones. Obviously like Black Panther. Being one of those kind of more fantasy oriented ones, but then also it has a lot of cultural stuff with all the African garb and everything there. For the film editing category, we have they just call it editing here. 5 will be selected from these 15, and this first one, wow, another round. Yeah, they liked that one. The 5 Bloods is on here. The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, The Martanian, News of the World, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Rocks, Saint Maud, Sound of Metal, Tenet, The Trial of Chicago 7, and The White Tiger. I'm going to look up, I forgot. Is Emerald Fennell in for Promising Young Woman? Yeah, she is. Okay, she's on the list there. I looked at it again, I'm like, wait a minute. So, yeah, Promising Young Woman is another one, and maybe just because Carey Mulligan's attachment there as well, but they went for that one too. You're seeing it all over the place here. Yeah, I kind of made some changes here at the Oscars for who I have in, so I won't discuss that right now because we'll do an updated video. I think after probably after either before the short list or just probably I'll wait till after. Yeah, we'll have a better idea after for like some of those like visual effects and documentary and stuff like that. Then we will probably do the full 24 categories then. So anyways. But having not seen The Father, I've heard a couple people talking about it. They say there's actually, the editing in it is actually significant. I know when I was kind of first looking at the category months ago, I was like, yeah, The Father doesn't seem like one. But it's like, yeah, actually, from those who've seen it, they say, oh, yeah, it's actually, one where it's significant, that's used in a very significant way. So that one I was kind of, not sure of at first. But yeah, let's see, News of the World was on there, right? Yep, News of the World is, getting a lot of these tech nods as well. And then Judas and the Black Messiah is one to watch out for. Sound of Metal is on here. Okay, that one's into discussion. Ma Rainey's is not though. So I don't know about that one. Also, One Night in Miami is not on here for editing. Minari is not on here for editing. So a couple of those kind of higher Best Picture odds, a couple of them missed. Otherwise, Midnight Sky gets a few things here and there, but that's not in for editing here. So, that's maybe a couple signs there. We'll move on here. Let's see, they don't have makeup here for the at Gold Derby, so I'll just go off of what I have on my other list here. So the 15 that will be selected for makeup and hair, and it is a solid 5 here at BAFTAs, is Ammonite, Blithe Spirit, The Dig, Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, which probably makes the list that time. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Mulan, Pinocchio, Promising Young Woman, Rebecca, The Trial of the Chicago 7, True History of the Kelly Gang, United States versus Billie Holiday, and Wonder Woman 1984. Okay. I don't know, I thought all the makeup was all CG in that one, but maybe not. Okay, where have I got my list for makeup? I think the last time we talked about it, I think I've got the same 5, I think. I have the five Bloods in there for now. I might change that one, but Ma Rainey's feels like a solid bet. Hillbilly Elegy sounds like a solid bet to me. Mank should be a pretty solid bet. Again, unless they miss, and this is just generally speaking. Now, at the Oscars, a couple of these might miss the shortlist. Sometimes, like Rush and a few of those other ones, that have been really obvious contenders, they do miss sometimes. Let's see here. Into the Woods is another one that comes to mind there. Mulan I can see making the list. Let's see here. Who else? I have the Midnight Sky down as a possibility on my other list here, but I'm not seeing that here. Emma, without having seen that one, I don't know. I don't know if that's more hair or if there is actual makeup prosthetics in the film or not. Pinocchio sounds like one that might make the list here. Promising Young Woman, I don't know. Chicago 7, not really. I'm not really there. I mean, other than some of the work done in Mark Rylance, who looks a little different than normal. Yeah, maybe. United States versus Billie Holiday is actually one I can see, especially if they do some time lapses and stuff in the film. That one I can see making the list specifically at the Oscars. There's a few possibilities in that one there. For the score category, 5 will be nominated, and the ones they pick from here are Ammonite, The Five Bloods, David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet, Hillbilly Elegy, again, not a fan of that score either, The Little Things, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, The Midnight Sky, Minari, News of the World, Promising Young Woman, Saint Maud, Soul, Tenet, and Trial of the Chicago 7. So, we know Ma Rainey's is not going to be in at the Oscars because of I think it's how much of its material is original or not. Pieces of a Woman not being on here, it's kind of too bad. The scores, I like it in that one. It's Howard Shore. Soul and Mank seems we'll see where Critics' Choice lines up and stuff. And we'll see if both of them make the short list at the Oscars. But we could be looking at a double nomination for Ross and Reznor there. They both got it at the Globes yesterday. Midnight Sky should be an easy one. News of the World, yep. Those should both make it easy. Tenet getting in for score is a good sign. Yesterday, and it's continued to pop up on here. I had the Five Bloods down, so good to see that one there. One Night in Miami is not going to be at the Oscars. It didn't make the short list, or I guess it's technically a short list here. They call it long list. Chicago 7 is on here, so even though they didn't pop up at the Globes, I think that one's still possible. Let's see here. Minari is one I can see getting in. Ammonite is one I can see getting at the Oscars too, and at BAFTA we'll see. I mean, they might name check something like The Little Things because it is Thomas Newman. They do like him a little bit more for wins over here at BAFTA. He hasn't won at the Oscars yet, but I think overall at Oscars he has more nominations than he does at BAFTA. But I might double check that later. Otherwise, I mean, I don't think too many glaring omissions here. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay, then for production design, now we'll go back to the Gold Derby site, bouncing back and forth here. The 15 they will choose from to whittle down to 5 are Ammonite, The Dig, Emma, The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Midnight Sky, News of the World, Promising Young Woman, Radioactive, Rebecca, The Secret Garden, Tenet, Trial of Chicago 7, and Wonder Woman 1984. So Promising Young Woman is getting into a lot of these categories that, normally we wouldn't think about. I can't remember the score from that one at all, so I don't know about that one. Production design, if it gets nominated everywhere at BAFTA, that's a weird one. It might be like a Nocturnal Animals one. Remember, that got a ton of nominations at BAFTA. like especially in some of those tech categories too. So maybe it was like, I think it was like the second most nominated film that year at BAFTA, or was the most nominated, something ridiculous like that. La La Land, I don't know, I don't think so. It must have been second most nominated or tied or something. Let's see, at the Oscars, I think I have all these in, or well, obviously the 5 I've picked are ones that are all here. Except I have Mulan in, and that one is not on the list here. Otherwise, yeah, Tenet, it makes sense, but I don't know if it's going to go all the way, either at BAFTA or the Oscars. The Father, I don't know. I don't think it's, as far as I know, it's not a period piece, so if it is, maybe it stands a little bit of a chance. Let's see, One Night in Miami is not on here. That's another period piece, but again, that one is mostly like a one interior setting. The Five Bloods is not on here. I know that's one, yeah, that doesn't really feel like it. United States versus Billie Holiday is not on here. That seems like it has some design elements to it for sure. Yeah, Chicago 7, I mean, there's a few spots, but generally it doesn't look all that much like a period piece, except, again, more, clothing, makeup, hairstyling, all that. Yeah, that's probably it for that one there. All right, for visual effects, the 15 they have here, this will be whittled down to 5 again, are The Five Bloods, Greyhound, The Invisible Man, Mank, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, News of the World, The Old Guard, which I believe is a Netflix one, One and Only Ivan, which I know some people have talked about as a Disney Plus film, but yeah, it hasn't gotten much buzz otherwise. Pinocchio, The Secret Garden, Sonic the Hedgehog, oh boy, Soul, Tenet, and Wonder Woman 1984. So at the present time here at the Oscars, the 5 I have are, I believe, all on here. Yeah, News of the World I have getting in here. I have Greyhound, I have Midnight Sky, I have Mulan and Tenet. So, yeah, those are all on here. Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984 I think will be close. The Five Bloods I can see making the list, but it's really if they go over for it. Mank is one possibly, but it's like so much of that is background stuff, so I don't know. The One and Only Ivan is one maybe that makes the list at BAFTA and goes on to the Oscars. Soul, I don't know. I mean, as an animated film, I mean, other than the Kubo one, I don't know about that one's chances at visual effects going forward there. And then for the sound category, and BAFTA's had just one sound category for a while here, the 15 they will pick from are Greyhound, The Invisible Man, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, The Martanian, The Midnight Sky, News of the World, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Saint Maud, Soul, Sound of Metal, Tenet, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Wonder Woman 1984. So again, yeah, Sound of Metal probably leads the pack here. Soul could get in. Some of those Pixar films get in. Mank feels safe. Tenet feels safe. Midnight Sky, probably. Ma Rainey's I can see making the list. News of the World will be close. Promising Young Woman, I don't know about that one. Greyhound would make sense if that gets in. The Five Bloods is not on the list here at BAFTA, but I can see that one getting the Oscar nomination. Possibly Judas and the Black Messiah. That's not on here either. And then United States versus Billie Holiday. Some people are talking about, with all the mixing and stuff, in a sound mixing category, maybe that would do a little better, but that didn't make the list here at BAFTA either. Yeah, and then some people that, generally speaking, like Minari or Nomadland, if they're a popular enough Best Picture pick, sometimes like Roma or Birdman, they get into the sound category, or at the time it was sound categories. But yeah, I wouldn't be as high about that. Anyways. So, generally speaking, though, don't forget at BAFTA, we do have the Rising Star Award. They're going to announce those nominees before the film nominees. That'll be on Wednesday, the 3rd of March. And then, yeah, the actual nominations come out on March 9th. And then the ceremony is Sunday, April the 11th. So that is 1 week before the Oscars. So yeah, we were talking about that. So SAG is going to be on the 4th, BAFTA on the 11th, and then Oscars on the 18th. So that's going to feel a little bit more like old times, just obviously much later in the year than we're used to here. Yeah, I think, I mean, Globes are still going to be early with the February 28th date there. I forget when Critics' Choice are. Maybe it'll be listed here. 2020. That's the television nominations. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Yeah, because the film nominations come out on Tuesday, but this does not say This does not say when the actual awards show is. Oh, here, yeah, it does say March 7th. Okay, so that's actually not long after the BAFTA nomination, or right before the BAFTA nominations come out. So, yeah, this is so stupid. I thought when they announced the TV one separate, I was under the impression, I was like, oh, they're going to do film and television separate for once. The way it fucking should be. The way the fucking goddamn stupid asses who run this stupid Critics' Choice shit do it. CW and everybody else there, the way they do it is so fucking horrible. I get so angry when I watch that show because it's always, not only is it a shit show as far as camera angles and as far as cutting and as far as clips and all that stuff and all the bullshit there and who gets how much speech time and all that. But it's also, what awards are announced when was really weird last year. And yeah, it's like some of the categories, they just say who the winner is and then they briefly cut to somebody in the audience and they get to wave and that's it. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's just so infuriating. And they don't even air who wins like the screenplay prizes and stuff like that. Fucking ridiculous. Anyways, so I don't know. I mean, after you failed at this time and time and time again, seriously, you are going out of your own way to suck your own dick and think you're doing a good job. I mean, I get so angry at this fucking Critics' Choice award show shit. It's terrible. That's another reason why I don't want to talk about them until they actually announce who the nominees are. It's like, but I'm seeing again here, yeah, it's like the whole show on March 7th. Yep, smart, you fucking dipshits. I hate that crap. Anyways, there's your mini rant for the day. So, all right, I'm going to calm down now, and we'll break it off there. So, yeah, that's everything for who's on the BAFTA long list. Again, we'll have the Critics' Choice announce their list here on Monday for who's in for the movie awards. They've already, again, like we said, announced for television. And then next Tuesday, we get the short lists revealed for the Oscars for a lot of the tech categories, almost all of them, I believe. Yeah, the only thing, obviously the actors list, I wouldn't imagine them putting those out this year. I mean, unless they follow suit with BAFTA here, but I don't necessarily think so. They have a totally different way of doing it. This one, I guess there's like a first, second, third round thing at BAFTA now, so maybe it's been that way always, and I just didn't know, but I don't know. Otherwise, generally speaking, though, for videos here, we'll come back on Monday after the Critics' Choice nominations are out, and we'll discuss those, what we can discuss. I mean, some of those might be worth mentioning. But otherwise, like I said, it's always 6, 7, 8, up to 9 nominees in some categories. So it's like, I hate that crap. So we'll probably talk about that. And then after that on Tuesday, when they have the short lists out and everything, I'll probably briefly discuss that, and as briefly as I can, that is. And then we'll go into my Oscar predictions after that. So I don't know if we'll do 2 separate videos on Tuesday or not, but we'll probably just stick with one video there on Monday with who's in at Critics' Choice. But otherwise Tuesday, we'll just we'll do at least one video, but we'll see if we'll do 2 there just to kind of talk about everything. All right, so that's it. So we'll see everybody here Monday. No live reactions because fuck that shit. I'm not gonna try to give myself another goddamn headache for the 3rd fucking year in a row as far as when they're announcing live Critics' Choice nominations, because it's fucking bullshit. The only thing, maybe, just maybe, if they give the word out early enough to say, okay, this is when we're doing the live nominations for the Critics' Choice Awards for film. If they give me clear warning and I can do it, then maybe I'll do it. Maybe, if I'm not too pissed at them. But otherwise, I'll just wake up whatever time that morning, and we'll talk about it when we talk about it. All right. So that's all I got for now. So we'll see everybody on Monday.